Sheri here with this week's edition of The Spin. We're at Breezehill Farm and Preserve in Peconic, New York, and we're going to learn how to make cider and donuts. We're going to meet with Scott in the cider house first, and then we're going to meet with Corey, aka the Duchess of Donuts, next. So we're with Scott in the cider hut, and Scott is going to explain to us how we make cider here at Breezehill Farm.
So, we start by culling and washing the apples. They're hand-fed through the hopper, create the slurry. Once it gets near the top, the operator then comes over to this machine. We have a foot pedal back here. We pump the apples into the bags, and you have to imagine all the bags being there. Once they're 2/3 of the way full, we hit the button behind you, and this side closes, applying about 18,000 pounds of pressure. And when this side closes, that side opens. So now we'd be stuck with what we call the cake, which is the apples after they've been pressed. So we take this little big spatula, we slide on each side, then we push the button on behind you, and this whole side lifts and dumps into that bin over there.
Oh, wow.
So then it gets pumped through a 500 micron filter on the top of this tank, and it gets pumped into basically a cylinder tank, and the cider gets pumped through that cylinder, thus treated with the ultraviolet lights. Once it's finished, it gets pumped into the bottling tank behind me.
And the other thing about the apples here at Breezehill Farm is that they're extremely minimally processed.
Absolutely.
There's barely any pesticide or anything.
Right, because when we make juice out of 75% of our crop, it doesn't really matter what they look like.
Right. So now we're going to go make donuts. Okay, so we're with Corey, aka the Duchess of Donuts, and she's going to talk to us about donut making.
Okay, so basically what we did before was we started our donuts. You start your batter and you're mixing on a low speed, and then you're moving to a medium, and then you're turning it off. And then we have to let our dough rise for 10 minutes.
Right.
And then exactly at 10 minutes, we had to drop our donuts.
Exactly.
Because if you do it too soon or too late, it messes up the entire texture of your donuts.
Can't have that happen.
No.
The other thing you mentioned is that the outside elements can play a part, right?
Yes, the temperature outside will change your donuts. You have to be careful with any kind of temperatures that you're using in the process,
right? Because
the outside is going to affect them.
The furthest from the back so they're cooler. God, oh my God, these look so good on camera too. Ow! He went back in for a second dip. Yeah, this guy, this bad boy. Thanks so much for joining us on this week's edition of The Spin. Now it's time to eat the donut and drink the hot cider. See you next time.